I'm about to try and answer one of the most controversial questions in the tiling industry, and that is, what is the number one manual tile cutter for you? I imagine there's going to be a lot of people that disagree with what I say in this video, so if you have any opinions on this matter, don't forget to leave it down in the comments below. Hit a like and a subscribe if you want to see more things like this, and let's get straight into it. I'm starting off with a tile cutter that is very close to my heart. This is the very first tile cutter that I ever bought, and believe it or not, I still use it to this day. Right in front of you, you have the Rubi TS-60. On the TS range of tile cutters, you have the breaker handle at the top, which is what leverages this breaker right here. We also have our two scribe bars, scribing wheel underneath, which you can release and tighten up with the handle at the top. Now, as it says in the name, this tile cutter can cut up to 60 centimeters long, 600 millimeters. One of my favorite things about this tile cutter is just the versatility of it. It's small, it's not too bulky like some cutters are, it's nice and light, and it's quick. The one thing I like about the TS range is it's quick. Tile on, scribe, break. You can even lift your tile out and crack it on the handle at the top. I personally think this is a great starting point for any tiler that's just starting out on your journey. You're not working with tiles that are too big, but equally you can work down to with your little splashback tiles all the way up to 600s. Now for the competitor. The Montolit P5 75. I'm going to be completely honest with you. I've not used this cutter an awful lot. I've ended up going back to some of my other cutters just because I'm not that used to how this works. However, a lot of people swear by the Montolit tile cutters, and I'm going to show you why. To set up the Montolit P5 tile cutter, you just want to unscrew this bit at the top, pull your sides out, and then clamp your push bar in. On other tile cutters, this will come loose sometimes in the case. On the Montolit P5, this comes attached. Now, unlike on the Rubi, we have one scribe bar rather than the two rails. Our handle is a very special handle on the Montolit P5, as we have three different pushing stages. Three? Not sure. Basically, with this extended handle, it allows you to have either a lighter scribe at the top, or when you come further back on the handle, right back here, it allows you to have a lot of leverage. So if you were wanting to work with like 15mm porcelain or something like that, for example, it allows you to have a much stronger leverage, much more pressure to push through that tile. Now, there's one other little thing to do with this handle that's special. Inside this handle, you'll be able to see that there's some springs here. And now the reason that those springs are there is that when we have scribed through our tile and we lift up, you can see that this breaker bar comes down now. So it makes it very easy. After we've scribed through our tile, we lift our handle up and the breaker bit gets activated. Here you'll be able to see there's a spring. Now when we push through the tile, that spring takes some pressure, and what it does is it stops you going from 0 to 100 straight away in terms of pressure, and this allows you to just slowly start cranking that pressure on so that you don't risk over pressing. On most tile cutters, you'll see that we have our extendo arms, whatever you want to call them, and this allows for us to have a larger tile overhanging without it getting a bit too off balance. And that, everybody, is the Masterpiuma, the Montolit Masterpiuma P5. In front of me, we have the Rubi TX-70. Now, as you can see, we do not have our push bar at the top of this tile cutter, but I do have it over here. I'm going to be completely honest with you, I can't be bothered to put this on and take it back off. But if there's any other tile cutters throughout this video that you would like to see more information on, a more in depth tutorial on, let me know down in the comments below and I can sort that out for you. And don't forget to like and subscribe on top of that. But this gets fitted at the top here. You literally just screw it in with this handle here, and once again you've got your push bar. You do need to calibrate this sometimes to make sure that you are absolutely even. I don't even use this, which is why I'm not putting it on. I always point to point my cuts anyway. On this tile cutter, it has its own little special perks, and one of those is the handle. Now on the Montolit that I've just showed you, you saw that the handle had its special perks where you have the extra crankability. It's very strong cutter. Now this as well is a very strong cutter, but for a bit of a different reason. So now you can see that we are back to our 2 rails rather than the 1 like on the Montolit. With this cutter, after we've scribed our tile, wheels here, handle here to release the wheel again. Now as I lifted it up, you might have heard it go crank. Let's go again. Boom. That, what you can hear, is the breaker handle activating, and they're all the different notches on how high up you can crank it to be able to get your as much leverage as you want on the breaker. Now something really special about this tile cutter, which I love, and this is one of the newest tile cutters that's become into my toolbox, and what I love about this is that after you have broken tile out, no fumbling around trying to get the brake handle back up with your fingers. You see this trigger? Wheels activated again. Let's go again. Boom. At a click of a finger. Unreal. As on all of the tile cutters, we've got our supporting arms. It's just a great cutter all round. It's actually not too heavy. It looks really big and heavy and bulky. It's really light. It's a great cutter. I love this one. I'm using this all the time at the moment. I think you're going to be really surprised about my next 2 tile cutters. Look at this little thing. This is the Mini Sigma. There's some different ranges of the Mini Sigma. Now, this is a fantastic piece of kit. This, once again, has the push handle at the top, but the weird thing about this tile cutter, and it takes a lot of getting used to, is that actually you do not scribe forward on this one. Now, there are some ranges of Sigma now where you do scribe forward, but on this, you start from here, you lift the handle up and you pull back. What I love using this for are herringbone splashbacks. Unreal. So you can quickly switch between your 45s like this. All you have to do is push your pin in, tighten yourself up, you're in. Push your pin in on the 45 down here, tighten your pin up, you're in. Really quick. So when you're on your herringbone splashbacks, you know that it alternates. Boom, then boom, then boom, then boom. You constantly need to fiddle around. Not with this. Just loosen it off. Boom, boom, boom. If you want to go flat and you want to go straight as well, boom. Brilliant. As I say, the only weird thing that you do need to get used to is the backwards scribing. And you do get used to it. It's just, if you've been tiling for years and you all of a sudden you go on some machine where you have to lift the handle up and then scribe backward, it feels alien. It feels weird. But once you get used to it, it's a game changer. Now, one of the things I feel like I just need to throw out there is that the Sigma tile cutters overall are renowned for being unbelievable manual tile cutters. So in general, a Sigma tile cutter is never a bad idea. Lastly, but not least, my favourite tile cutter overall. You're not going to believe it. Oh. The Rubi TS-40. Yes, this is a small version of the very first tile cutter that I showed you guys in this video. You must be thinking, Jack, why have you picked the smallest, weeniest little tile cutter as your favourite one? I'll show you now. The reason why this tile cutter is on my favourite list is because it is just as capable as its big brother, the TS-60, at cutting those short distances. It's just as powerful, and it's versatile, and it's small. And let's be honest, a lot of the time, especially at the beginning stage of our tiling journey, all the way up to later in our career, we sometimes get those small bathrooms in, or you know, it might be a really high spec beautiful bathroom, but it's small and there's not much space in there. And lugging around a big TS-60 or even the TX-700, for example, it's taking up twice as much room, it's twice as wide, it's got all these big arms on it and whatever. This I can plonk out in the middle of my bathroom, and yes, it won't cut the lengths on a 600 by 300 tile, but it will cut the width still. So I can have it set up in the corner of the room, boom, just whizzing off the sides up into the edge of the shower tray. And then when I do need to cut up into the ceilings, or even if I did need to cut down into the floor, I can use a larger tile cutter for that. But this is so versatile. Splashbacks, bathrooms, anything. It's light, it's easy to set up. Scribe, break, scribe, break. Or if you want to scribe and you've got something a little bit harder, you can lift the handle up, doink, and doink it on the handle, whether you think that's right or not. This is just such a fantastic tile cutter. Of course, this comes with the gauge as well when you do get it new. I've lost mine because I'm an idiot, so I need to get myself another one of those. But overall, this tile cutter is insane. As a beginner as well, you cannot go wrong with this. You cannot go wrong with this and then maybe it's Big Brother or something a little bit larger. This and something larger, you basically don't need anything else apart from your power tools. Mwah. Huh? What? I've missed something. I can hear you all saying it. I can hear you all saying it. What have I missed? What manual tile cutters do you want to see in the next manual tile cutting video? Or what do you want to see me go into a little bit more detail in? Leave it down in the comments below. Don't forget to subscribe if you want to see more videos like this. I'll see you on the next one.